I'm Kathy Chrysler, CMO of Value Setters, and today I'm speaking with Kiendel Burritt, founder of Digital Africa Investments. Kiendel has devoted her career to providing access to finance and other basic services to populations in need, especially in Africa. She spent the past 2 years as an angel investor with a focus on fintech, health tech, and data-driven businesses. Kiendel, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much. That was a very kind introduction. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to start by asking you, what are 3 things you always look for in a company when deciding whether to invest in them?
So the first thing I do is try to ascertain whether or not the company can have massive impact, large-scale impact. And for me, that means that the company's solutions can improve the quality of lives of millions of people. It doesn't matter if it's a B2B business, a B2C business, a B2B2C business, but at the end of the day, I'd like to see that large scale impact.
Excellent. Now, what do you look for in a management team?
There are a number of things that I tend to look at. First of all, I look to see whether or not their vision and is connected to a personal mission of some kind. You know, what motivates them to start this business? Will they have the staying power to persist when things get rough? Because things will definitely get rough. It always takes 2 to 3 times longer for things to happen than you think it will. And does that team have the grit and tenacity to really persist through the rough times? Because money is not enough. You know, if it's just money that people are looking for, or teams are looking for, then, you know, they'll quit and they'll find some other venture. So it's very important that that the team is very motivated to achieve the vision that they've set out to achieve.
Interesting. Grit and tenacity are terms that I've heard come up before. Now, are there red flags that you look for?
Well, one of the issues that I tend to look for in a management team that also is a red flag is gender diversity. So I want to see founding teams that are very diverse. I want to see that there's at least one woman among the founding team, and if not, I would really want to see strong female representation on the so-called C-suite and on the advisory board, because usually, you know, at this point in these early stage companies, a lot of times they haven't constituted a proper board. And the data is very clear on this issue. The data basically says there's a strong correlation between gender diversity and creativity, the pace of innovation, profitability, ROA, ROE. It's a no-brainer. So I definitely look for that.
I love that. Now, what advice would you give to startups who are pitching to angel investors?
Again, I'd go back to this point of really being able to articulate your vision for starting the business, because I want to know who you are as an investor. I want to know, do you have that, that sort of persistence to keep going? I would also say to really understand your context, to be able to articulate what you think the biggest challenges might be coming down the road, so that you can demonstrate that you understand your context very well, and that you have some ideas for how you might manage them. And somewhat related to that, I would say, never say there's no competition. Because sometimes I've heard that with first movers, there's no competition. But just as an example, in Africa, when you look at, for example, digital payments, your biggest competitors are not other digital payments providers. Your biggest competitors is cash. And so you have to really understand your customers. You have to understand what are their existing workarounds to solve the problem you want to help them solve better. And that you can demonstrate to them that this solution, your solution, is better for them, will make them life easier. So I guess I would always say it goes back to understanding the problem, you know, you are trying to solve, and making sure that you can convince me as an investor very clearly that you understand the problem. Or else it's just going to be, you know, a supply-led business, which may not have any customers at the end of the day.
Incredible. Kiendel, thank you so much for your insights today. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Kathy. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, you too. Bye.